Welcome to NYNJPA weather video. Well, we have a lot of weather to talk about, so let's get to it. First and foremost, we have an impressive area of rainfall that is developing over northwestern Pennsylvania and moving towards central Pennsylvania. This rainfall is due to a disturbance along a stationary front that is just draping over Long Island, cutting through the Hudson Valley and back towards Syracuse and the eastern Great Lakes. Now, this area of rainfall is a direct result of a mid-level disturbance, which I'll show in the water vapor in a few seconds. And as this disturbance moves through the region, it will weaken, which means that the majority of these showers and thunderstorms will not be as widespread as what you're seeing right now in the radar picture. However, I do think that we are going to look for a threat of heavy rainfall at times over the Hudson Valley, specifically around White Plains. So let's take a look at the water vapor image coming up right now. Now, as you can see, we have the big story of the day, Hurricane Ike, that is starting to move through northeastern Pennsylvania, northeastern Texas, should I say, and beginning to get picked up by the upper level trough that is digging into the plains. Meanwhile, we have a lot of moisture from everywhere from the Mississippi Valley all the way to the forecast area, the Mid-Atlantic. Now, what I'm expecting is that the first disturbance that's over the Great Lakes will move towards the region, but you notice this dip off of New England? That is a trough that is exiting the northeast, and on the backside of that trough we have a convergence and confluence aloft, which usually weakens these types of disturbances. So yes, precipitation will move towards the region. However, I think it will be on the weakening trend rather than strengthening trend, with the majority of the focus of the steady rain over the Hudson Valley from White Plains to Poughkeepsie. The infrared picture again shows a very impressive Hurricane Ike over northeastern Texas. What I want to point your attention to is the cloud pattern right over the Hudson Valley cutting across Long Island and out into the Atlantic. That's basically our stationary boundary. We have cool, dry air over New England. We have our very moist and humid air mass that's sitting over us right now. So basically that area of convergence is going to be where the steady and heavy rainfall will be focused towards this evening. Now, that doesn't mean that the rest of the region will not see rainfall. It just will not be as steady. It's going to be more scattered in nature. And I think the heavier rainfall amounts will be focused around White Plains and around the southern Hudson Valley rather than over, let's say, Philadelphia like it was yesterday. And I just want to show real quick the basically the surface observations over the region. Notice we have northwesterly winds that have developed over parts of the forecast area. Meanwhile, we have winds from the southwest and the west to the south of this boundary. Now, this boundary at the surface is not that impressive. However, what is impressive is the ability to separate the very dry air to the north and the moist air to the south. And that's pretty much the main driving force with all this rainfall. Otherwise, it's really not that impressive of a surface boundary over the region. The other thing I want to point out is that although the radar echoes are progressively moving towards the central Pennsylvania area, the majority of the observed rainfall is still well to the west over Pittsburgh and points slightly further to the east, but it's not anywhere near Philadelphia at this time. As you can see, the rainfall according to the radar is already starting to enter and pass State College, but in reality the rainfall is still a little bit further to the west. So what we can expect through the evening is that this rainfall is going to move towards the forecast area, specifically impacting the southern Hudson Valley. Tonight into tomorrow, the ridge builds to the south. This whole surface boundary is going to get forced further to the north. It's going to be a very warm and humid day tomorrow. I can't rule out a strong, possibly even severe thunderstorm, but for the most part, the region will remain dry, yet humid and hot, with temperatures reaching the lower 90s over parts of Philadelphia. And then on Monday, the remnants of Ike will move towards the forecast area. Majority impacting the eastern Great Lakes and not really moving through our region. But what it will do is send a cold front through the area and produce the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms.